So you run your thread through, run it about the length of your needle, run your needle through the thread, loop this through, pull down, if you're still sliding, trick I figured out. Okay, so we got about 7 times the length of our item is the length of our thread. We've got 2 needles. So we went ahead and glued this thing earlier and then took a punch and cleaned out all the holes. The other thing you're probably going to likely need is a pair of needle nose pliers. As you start to go back and forth through here, some of these spots will be a little tight. So first thing we're going to do is run our thread through, even everything up. Okay, we're nice and even. Come through the left side, pull out of the way, feed through, wrap around that needle, and then pull everything nice and tight. So we're just going to rinse and repeat that a few times. We're going to go down the first couple and then back up. So just like our first one, we're going to pull out of the way, feed back through the hole, wrap around, pull through, and tighten everything. So that's the first 2. Probably should do the first 3. Let me open up this hole a little bit. So I'm just making sure that that's going to feed through there cleanly. All right, so same thing. Feed through. Pull, get it out of the way, grab your other one, feed through, pull back to make sure you didn't catch any, and thread it through. Oh, there it is. Lost track of my thread for a second. All right, so that's tight. So then you're going to come back up through the top. Same thing we just did. We're going to go through, pull tight, get it out of the way. Take our other one. This is where you're going to need your pliers. Wrap and pull through. So it's just going to be rinse and repeat. We're going to do this back up to the top, and then we're going to, then we're going to go back to the bottom. And this next pass back down will be probably the most difficult, because we're going to have so many loops of thread through here. Now, if you're real careful not to catch any of the other pieces, wrap it, pull it, don't get it caught on your vise. All right, now we're going to pull it kind of tight, come back through. Super riveting stuff, y'all. Super riveting. But it's necessary to know if you've got leather stuff. I mean, I guess you could send it back to somebody to fix for you. But this is way easier. And, you know, little needle and thread never hurt anybody. You can do it on leather. And maybe in an emergency, you could stitch yourself up if you had to. Probably not advised, but you know. Okay. That's gonna be tough to be sure we didn't go through anything. Pull that one back to be sure. And through. So our top one is good. We'll come down to our next one. You can see as those get more thread through there, this becomes a little more difficult. And you don't want to put lateral pressure on your needle, rocking it back and forth, because you'll break it. So, all right, I have a feeling that caught. Yeah, so we're gonna pull it back and feed it through. Okay. One more. Again, pull it out of the way. Feed through. Pull back and wrap. Now, we lost our wrap. Wrap it again. Pull it through. Okay. And we're wrapped around the vise. So now we're gonna just keep doing that all the way down. Probably gonna speed this up now. Otherwise, it's gonna be a really boring video. Yes, and that was weird. That shouldn't have been so hard to go through. Ooh. Make sure your knot's not running on you too. Feed that through, loop around. Let me see if I can turn that a little, see if I can get a better view of what's going on here. Same thing, feed through the left, come up with the right, and all the way down. Easy, just kind of tedious. So and don't be bothered if this doesn't go your way. So this thread broke on me twice. This is actually the third time I'm doing this. So, you know, if you have issues and you have to redo yours, don't be upset. I have made quite a few sheaths at this point, and I do not always get this right. See, look, right there. My angle is wrong. Pull back through. If you ever feed it through and it feels weird or tight, that's usually a good indication that you're either going in one of these holes at the wrong angle, or something's misaligned some way, shape, or form. All these were punched out earlier, so they should feed through pretty cleanly, but as you can see, some of these, you start trying to run a thread and needle through, a little difficult to work with. Okay, there's a good example. Let me get you in there to see. So, see how it pulled through? So, I'm going to pull back, and it's going to pull off that needle, and then I'm just going to wrap it and pull through. So, that's why I like to pull it back a little bit, because I have been making one of these before and not pulled backwards. And what happens is you go to tighten that knot on that next stitch, and if you're fed through, a lot of times it'll break, ow, stab myself, break your thread. You're like halfway through stitching, and now you gotta do the whole thing over again. So, you know, I was using the color thread just so y'all could see it, but that might look kind of cool when it's done. I was gonna re-thread this in black thread, but considering that's a bright orange handled knife, that might look kind of cool. Not everything can just be tactical black all the time. Like, sometimes gear's got to be fun and functional. Otherwise, this stuff just gets boring. Everything looks the same. We've all seen a leather sheath with black thread. Figured y'all wouldn't be able to see that nearly as well on video either. So, kind of dual purpose here. Make it easier for y'all to see. Be nice if there was more orange in this thread. Maybe like a very small section that actually matches the knife. So right there, it was just slightly off and didn't want to feed through that hole. Pull tight. So I think we got about here earlier and it snapped on me, and then I was doing the double up and the thread snapped on me there. So don't feel bad if it happens. It's probably very likely to happen, honestly. Especially if it's your first time stitching something. Treat it as a learning opportunity. teach yourself a new skill. Now you could stitch, there's a lot of probably other ways you could stitch this. I like these individual hand stitches because each one of them is their own like little knot. And what I've noticed on my stuff is if a thread does pop, you don't lose everything. Whereas like this sheath originally, when I got it, one of the threads broke because the retention was tight and I was trying to fit the knife to it a little better. And I noticed one of the threads was popped. So I pulled on the thread to see if it was stitched in a way that it would be okay. And it unraveled the threads. So yeah, hence where we're at right now. Trying to keep this in frame and somewhat lit for y'all. Probably speed this part up. I'm sure nobody wants to see 15 minutes of me fighting this stupid sheath, but it's what it takes. You know, if you think you're gonna stitch this in 2 minutes, I highly doubt it. Unless you got a freaking leather sewing machine, and then your life's way easier. Your life's way easier than mine. You're doing this on a cheat code, and I congratulate you. But if you're got all that, you're not watching this. So many projects to do. I'm trying to spend like an hour a day just catching up on some of these. I got so many little videos I want to make. All right, we're getting there. We are getting close. You know, like, yeah, can you hurry up and finish already? My bad. My bad, y'all. It's just taking a minute. I don't even know if y'all are going to hear this. This may be on fast forward during this part. Who knows? All right, that's definitely angled wrong. Huh. Let's see here. Gotcha. It's off on my angle. Trying to work around the camera here. Ah, okay, so we were caught on the needle was caught on the thread. Like I told y'all, sometimes, even if you wallow these holes out, waller, what's the term on that? Ream the holes out. There we go. Try and start saving my fingers here. So pull that out of the way. Trying to watch the camera, trying to thread this. I'll figure out this filming thing eventually, y'all. Background is in photo and video is in photography, so I was raised by a professional photographer, actually. But video is not my forte, so y'all will have to bear with me. Trying to learn what's a good angle, what's interesting to film. You know, do you film it all? Do you film parts of it and chop it up? You know, I think some people like seeing the whole process. Oh, we did not thread through there. I've hit this light like 17 times. Little light over here on this tripod next to my phone. Trying it out. Again, trying to make a little better quality video. People that have camera people filming for them, like, really should appreciate that, because filming yourself is a pain in the butt. And I probably should have moved this around so y'all could have seen some different angles. So maybe next time we'll try that. We're too committed to this right now, folks. Trying to keep my fat hands out of the way here. Seriously? See, look. Alright, so that's a great example. We were literally at the end and our thread just broke. So we're gonna hope that because we had a little extra thread, I'm hoping that I don't have to start this whole thing over again. We're about to find out. I'm about to go on a journey. All right. Pull that one tight. Oh, that's a good bummer. So probably that thread had gotten nicked like this. And so when I pulled it, it probably broke. It happens. It happens. Oh, that's not gonna be... I don't think this is gonna be enough, but... When we come this far, we're gonna try it. We have come this far. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna trade spots with y'all. I'm gonna come down here to the end so I can see what I'm doing. You'll still see that. So if you see I'm pulling down, pulling the thread out of the way, pulling that through, pull it back a little, loop it around, and go through. Okay. Through, pull it down, feed through, come back through, wrap, and pull. careful here not to screw this up right at the end. We're probably only going to get 1 or 2 stitches back up towards the top as we double this back up. We'll see. I don't know if you see there, that caught the thread. All right, pull that through. Ooh, got myself. Oh, that was a good one. All right. Well, that sucks. We're gonna finish. So, where were we? We were feeding that through there. Trying not to bleed all over the place here. There we go. That was going through at a very funky angle. Oh, we lost one of our... Lost one of our threads. Let's feed that back through. So close to the end. Let's not give up now. Okay, so try and get that back out of the way. Feed that through. Let's not stab ourselves again. I'm pretty sure that pulled through the thread. We'll wrap it, push that through. All right, let's see if we can get one more. I mean, talk about just barely having enough thread left. You can see how tight these get once you've looped a couple threads through. I also don't think I came down here and doubled up on the... Don't forget our loop. Pull through. I'm gonna go ahead and loop this one too. Put one extra loop in there. And then we're gonna come up again. So our last one is going to end in the back. So we're going to pull that through. Oh. We don't need that anymore. So, and we will double that up, pull it tight, and then we will cut that about there, and then let me see, I'm pretty sure. Couple little frayed threads there. All right. Pull this bad boy out, show you. Well, you can see where it's doubled up here, and doubled up there, doubled. Oh, a couple loose threads you can just burn off. Little bits where it frayed. It's also going to just kind of help melt it. And then we'll test it. Boom. Back functional. Y'all have a good one.